Hey, this is Seth with In Demand Career. I show people how to get life-changing jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education. And this is my April 2025 digital marketing career walkthrough video, where I'm going to walk you through just a handful of the thousands of open digital marketing jobs in the United States. The economy may be slow, but companies still need people to manage their digital advertising. And I'm going to take you through these job postings and decipher the language so you can understand what employers are actually looking for. So let's start right off with this digital marketing associate position in Columbus, Ohio. And when you see 41K to 55K, that is definitely an entry-level position, plus profit sharing, which is a good sign. Any agency that gives you commissions or financial incentives it's a good indication. It means that they want you to be successful, and if they start making more money, they're going to share that with you. But this kind of a salary range from 41 to 55K means it is very, very entry level. We're seeking a dynamic and versatile marketing associate, digital generalist who thrives in a fast-paced environment, multiple hats, meaning, again, for your first job, this kind of position is a good one because they want you to know a little bit about paid advertising and SEO and analytics. Paid advertising, Google Ads essentially, also Facebook, basic keyword research with SEO, everything you have from the course, from the site audit. And what I tell guys is that when you're further into your career, you're going to get more specialized. You're going to either get into paid advertising or SEO. For a entry-level job, it is okay to do both, and you'll get a ton of experience. You'll actually probably learn which one you like more, and you'll get that experience to put on your resume to level up to the next job. But if this was a senior position or a mid-level position, you would never, need to do both of these things. You might do a little bit of SEO if you're a PPC specialist, and you might do a little bit of PPC if you're an SEO specialist, but you should not be doing both. But again, look down here, 1 to 3 years of digital marketing experience. Again, when you see 1 to 3 years, when you see 1 year, that is code for no years. I mean, it's really the minimum, but I've had students get jobs even when it says you need 4 years of experience. When they have a range like this, 1 to 3 years, that is saying, again, we want someone with 3 years of experience, but we are open to someone with less experience. And I like how it's got the bachelor's degree here, but it also says equivalent experience because, as I've mentioned again and again on this channel, in these marketing programs, in these communications programs, they are learning nothing. In fact, it'd be a great debate about which is a more worthless degree, a marketing degree or communications degree. Marketing majors are learning concepts from the 1980s. They're learning about macroeconomics. They're taking liberal arts classes, and they don't know anything about Google Ads, Facebook ads, or SEO principles. This is a really good opportunity. Again, the 41K is probably, this is really good if it's your first job. This is not going to be your last job. And I always tell my students, get that first entry-level job. The experience you get there is worth more than the salary, and then you can level up very, very quickly. Again, guys, when you see this easy apply, you're going to see there's over 100 applicants. I wonder how many applicants there are. 248. That's not actually that many. It says it's on site, but again, they're in Columbus, Ohio, not a big city. So I guarantee you they are not getting a ton of quality applications from people living in Columbus, Ohio. You can do easy apply if you want to. What you got to do is read to the bottom of the posting and just email here. They even tell you exactly what to do to stand out from the competition. I'd also reach out to this person here. It's right there. Don't be shy. I just interviewed Justin, who got a job, he was actually an actor turned digital marketing specialist, and his great advice was like, don't be shy. Try to get a no. A no is not a bad thing. People complain about getting ghosted. You just keep pushing and don't be shy. These people want to hear from you. Think about it like the fact that poor Jen has probably got about 200 terrible resumes with nobody who even knows anything about Google Ads, all these marketing majors, and you can show up, if you've taken my course, with absolutely valuable information and experience, and she'll be very, very happy to hear from you. So this one, and the agency also, again, go to the agency website. I just Googled the name of the agency. I checked it out. They do have this career opportunities thing here. You can also apply for this digital marketing associate here on their website. Find out about what their agency is all about. Find out something specific. Say something specific in your cover letter. I can't talk today. Say something specific about it in your cover letter that indicates that you actually checked them out. Here is another company, Love Communications. They are, I think I had this backwards in my tabs. Another paid search specialist. Again, Salt Lake City, it says on site. Again, Salt Lake City, a very small city. I'm telling you, out of the 74 applicants they have, it's not likely that they've had great applicants. 55K to 70K also means, again, they want someone with a lot of experience, but they're open to someone with less experience. What do? Assist in developing and managing Google Ads and Bing Ads campaign, conduct keyword research, competitor analysis, optimize campaigns to improve performance, bid management, copywriting, audience targeting. Guys, these are the same things. If you go back to my walkthrough videos from 5 years ago, same skill sets, still in demand. Even as AI is growing and growing, the foundational skill sets are what is in demand and what employers need. And I like how it says a strong interest in digital marketing and paid search. Now, you should have a strong interest in digital marketing and paid search, but the fact that they say that and they don't say tons of experience also indicates it's entry level, and then it says some experience with Google Ads. Certifications are a plus but not required. Guys, all this language is very encouraging. If you come in with your experience from my course, if you have Google Ads certification, which you should have, and you have an interest in digital marketing, you will do very, very well here. And even if you, again, I always say to my students, if you're young and hungry and you're willing to move there, I've had students relocate for job opportunities. Because remember, this is your whole career. You get this first entry-level job, you get 6 months or a year of experience. Boom. Now you have so many more opportunities. You'll be making more money. You'll be leveling up in your career, and you have the skill set that will pay you for the rest of your life. So I'd say it's worth moving to a city. People move for college all the time. They move across the country, pay a crazy amount for a dorm room that's probably smaller than your closet in the house you grew up in, and then they pay money to go into debt and learn nothing. You could actually pay money to relocate and learn and get paid and level up your career. Or I also suggest contacting these people, letting them know what your skill sets are, and if you can't relocate, I think these guys are going to have to hire remotely. Again, there's not that many people in the Salt Lake City area with these skill sets. So again, contact them on LinkedIn. You can do easy apply, but I would go right to their website. I looked them up. Just look up the name of the agency on Google, go to contact us, and contact them that way. Okay, here we have paid media specialist at Tractor Beam, which is a cool name for a company. Location Dallas, Texas, hybrid, minimum experience 0 to 1 years. Again, very good indication. They create and grow compelling brands that connect, inspire, and drive real impact. We're seeking a paid media specialist to strategize, execute, and optimize digital marketing campaigns across paid search. Remember, that is the primary thing, guys. That's where the most money is being spent, paid search, and then they talk about display, social, and programmatic. Display could also even include, display and programmatic could include meta ads. All of these actually refer to things like meta ads, but if you don't have that experience, that's fine. Paid search is the top thing. Develop, launch, and optimize paid search, Google, Bing, that's why it's number 1. And then Meta, LinkedIn, TikTok, don't worry so much about that. Implement A/B tests, ad copy experience to maximize effectiveness, create dashboards, Google Analytics, and I like how it says interests and experience. Strong written verbal communication skills, strong analytical skills, worked in Google Sheets and Excel. Characteristics, and they're looking for characteristics: detail-oriented, process-driven, strategic, problem solver. What it says here, collaborate with paid media manager, meaning it sounds like you're going to be assisting or training underneath the more senior paid media manager, which is probably why it says this here, 0 to 1 years. Must live in Dallas, Fort Worth area. Again, if you don't live there, I would still apply. I am thinking that they have had, let's see, how many, does it say how many people applied? Doesn't say. Over 100 applicants. I wouldn't worry about that. Again, guys, don't just hit easy apply. Go to their website. Go on LinkedIn. Look at the company. See if anybody who works there is on LinkedIn. Contact them. Don't be shy. Let's just say must live in this area. Oh, come to the office twice a week. So it's kind of a hybrid role. Again, don't be shy if you don't live in the area. These companies will have to entertain the idea of hiring remotely if they cannot find someone locally. Here's a digital marketing specialist in Detroit, Michigan. This is with Colson PC. Digital marketing specialist. This is Meta PPC focus. So this is Meta, not Google Ads, but also it's talking about pay-per-click, Facebook and Instagram. When it said pay-per-click, I thought it meant Google. Oh, here it goes. Here's what's really funny. They put Meta as the leading skill set, which you will get in the course. And they put down here Google Ads. Google Ads, it's really funny that they would want someone to assist with that. That is usually a primary tool of an advertiser. So the fact that you know Google Ads and if you know Meta Ads here, you're going to stand out. But what I like is here, On-site in Detroit, Michigan will consider remote for exceptional candidates. Guys, you got to etch that into your brain here. I don't know if I can blow this up a little bit. Let me see. Yeah. Will consider remote for exceptional candidates. Think of that on every job application or every job posting you see, even if it doesn't say it's remote. If you're exceptional, they will consider remote. And when I say exceptional, remember, the bar is low. All these marketing majors are coming out of college with no knowledge of digital marketing, Google Ads, etc. You, if you're in my course, are an exceptional candidate. So plan, execute, and manage PPC campaigns, meta ads manager, talking about Google Ads here. Proficiency with meta ads manager. And when it says experience in digital marketing with specific focus on meta PPC campaigns, again, guys, I've had so many students. You've seen all the testimonials. 99% of them applied to jobs that said things like you need experience, you need 4 years experience, whatever you've generated in the course and with your own clients is enough. So this is an interesting one here. And again, I would look these guys up, apply directly on their website, and reach out to some people on LinkedIn. Don't just click easy apply. Here, okay, I got these backwards again. This is digital marketing analyst with Warchowski. And I looked at it and it said 2 to 4 years of experience, SEMrush, SEO, these are the keywords I'm looking for. Nice to have Facebook advertising, Google Ads. This is one of those positions where, why do I have you guys learn SEO and PPC? Remember I said you shouldn't have a job where you're doing full on PPC and SEO if it's your second or third job. But when you're starting out, your knowledge of all these things makes you stand out. So right here, they want someone with SEO, but they also want someone who knows paid search, and it's nice to know about Facebook advertising, Google Ads, and analytics. Again, all the stuff you learn in the course. So this is a lot of people ask me, say, hey, if I'm doing PPC, should I learn SEO? I say, you should learn the basics. So if you're interested in just PPC, right here, if you learn about SEMrush and Ahrefs and all the tools that I teach in the course, you're going to be a standout candidate. But what's interesting about this is also, I did say, okay, it says 2 to 4 years of experience. I always tell you guys, still apply for these jobs. But what you can also do, go to their LinkedIn page of a company like this. They have 6,000 followers. They are a boutique communications agency. And I noticed that I didn't see any other job openings on LinkedIn. But when I went to their website, I saw this other position, which is the digital marketing associate. Not an analyst. So associate, every company has its own phrasing, but associate in this case is a little less experience required. I mean, again, requirement is very loose term. Daily, and this is more, this looked to me to be more of a paid search type job. But let me see here. Digital campaign research and development, keyword development, audience targeting, A/B testing, etc. But what I like down here is, again, 1 to 3 years of relevant work experience. And then it says down here, Google Ads certification, which you will have from the course. Now, when you see hands-on experience in managing monthly campaign budgets of blah, 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 20, whatever it is, again, don't worry about that. 1 to 3 years experience indicates this is an entry-level role. Okay, a person with 1 year's experience may or may not have this type of, actually managed huge budgets like this. Actually huge, I should say medium-sized budgets like this. But if you're in my course, I have a lot of students who, for instance, have got access to clients who have the Google Ad Grant. And when you have a Google Ad Grant, that's $10,000 a month that Google gives to nonprofits. And a lot of my students take the initiative and connect with some of these nonprofits, and then they can put on their resume, I've managed $10,000 a month in ad spend. Now, if you even have $5,000 or $1,000 a month in real money being managed, you are ahead of all those marketing majors who don't even know what Google Ads is. So I would still apply for this. Get in touch with the people at the company, let them know you're available. Maybe you'd be a good fit for this position or the other position. But remember, guys, it's really about just putting yourself out there and not being shy. So this is a content marketing specialist position paying between 65 and 80K. And what's interesting down here is you're going to see 1 to 3 years in content marketing and digital marketing. Now, that's a really good salary for that amount of experience. let me explain what this is in a little bit more detail. Most of the job postings that I do are SEO or PPC. Content marketing is a component of search engine optimization because, content, written articles is like the backbone of how Google ranks websites. And of course, AI is having a huge impact. Of all the aspects of digital marketing, this is where AI is having the biggest impact. And as I've said in my other videos, when it comes to paid search and Google Ads, again, I tell you that's not the primary thing that employers are looking for. Even for SEO, it's not the primary thing. AI knowledge is not the primary thing. But for this as a content marketing specialist, they do want someone who can leverage AI tools to identify trending topics, automate routine tasks, and optimize content scheduling. And probably they're going to have you using AI to generate content, and they don't want you just pumping out AI generated content, but they're probably going to have you use these AI tools to create content, generate ideas, and then edit them. Because AI, as I said, it's a productivity tool. Rather than having to manually come up with like 50 article ideas or type them out, you can have the AI do it. Things like Grok, things like Claude, things like ChatGPT, and then edit what they've created, or prompt engineering, which is where you learn how to basically tell the AI what to do very specifically. Something that's very interesting about AI content. If I was on Instagram, and there's a guy, I think it's called he has a product called Black Magic ChatGPT or Black Magic AI or something. And basically, you have to train ChatGPT how to not sound like ChatGPT. You can give it instructions to make its writing style more natural. But again, you still need to be the person programming it and making it produce quality content. The funny thing here is that this company, Clinical Notes AI, is in itself an AI company. They're redefining the landscape of clinical documentation, and it's funny because they want you to then use AI to generate content that will help their website get ranked higher so they can make more sales. This is also interesting. Integrate content initiatives with our advertising efforts, copy and creative assets for platforms like Google Ads, Meta. This is also where if you're interested in SEO and writing, your knowledge of Google Ads from the course will also make you stand out. But again, 1 to 3 years in content marketing, digital marketing, or related field. This indicates, again, this is a very entry-level position. They're going to be looking for your personality, your drive, your willingness to learn, and the fact, in this case, you do want to commit in having messed around with those AI tools and created some content with it. And I think it's funny, with a preference for experience in healthcare or working with behavioral health organizations. I mean, I don't know how many applicants actually have that preference, but if you do, this would be a good fit for you. My attitude when working with clients in digital marketing is you kind of have a preference, you kind of have an interest in whatever the client wants to sell. When I was working in an agency, I had people selling everything from, a divorce attorney to a guy selling those bags that you sell at the park for people to clean up after their dogs, to a psychic, to a car dealership. I mean, you get interested in whatever the customer is selling, but if you happen to have an interest in healthcare or behavioral health organizations, that would be something to mention in your cover letter. Exceptional writing, editing, storytelling, and then again, a solid understanding of competitive U.S. healthcare landscape. This is kind of nuts for them to put that in there. I mean, this is definitely a wish list. Like, of the people that have the skill set or even just the basic experience in digital marketing and SEO and using AI for content generation, I don't think most people have a solid understanding of U.S. healthcare. But you could, again, use AI and research it and come in with whatever you learned, and you'll be a really good candidate. And I like this, 65 to 80. Again, they're basically saying we want someone with 3 years of experience, but we're open to someone with 1 year of experience. Here is a digital media specialist position reposted 1 day ago. When you see reposted, I say that is a good sign. That means that this company probably has this posting up multiple times because usually means they're growing and they're continuing to hire. And guys, remember, I said this in another video. Don't be shy about applying. Don't worry if you don't hear back. Continue to follow up with these companies, and even if they just keep your resume on file. This has happened to me during my career. They put your resume on file. You might not hear from them for a few weeks or months, but then when they have an opening, they could reach out to you. This is an experienced hands-on digital media specialist to develop and manage digital media campaigns. And it's funny here because they're not mentioning actual platforms. What this usually means is, again, Google Ads or Meta. Highly analytical, results focused, collaborate with account management and media buying team, execute strategies, optimize campaigns. But here's what's interesting. 1 to 2 years of experience in digital marketing. Again, when you see 1 to 2 years of experience, that's a really good indication. You can ignore this. I mean, again, it's usually some moron in the human resources department puts a bachelor's degree on there without having any knowledge of what is actually taught in a marketing program. You talk to anyone who is actually working in the field, people who are hiring, the person that you'd actually probably be reporting to, they will probably scratch their heads and be like, you don't need a bachelor's degree. I just interviewed Patrick, my student who's 23, makes $200,000 a year, has started his own agency with his partner, never went to college. And you see story after story like that. If you have a bachelor's degree in marketing, great. If not, don't worry about it. And I'd also look up the company. It looks like they have a nice culture, the stream team here. They got the ping pong table. I've worked in agencies that have ping pong tables. It's a lot of fun to be able to get up from your desk and play ping pong. Perks and benefits. And then here's all the different digital media specialist, paid search specialist, and then again, you can always bookmark this page and come back to it every few weeks and see what positions are open. And again, get on LinkedIn, connect with all the people that work here, and don't be shy. Here is a junior digital strategist in New York, New York. Junior obviously indicates very little experience. They're telling you right in the job title at Mason MRKT. I'm having trouble speaking today. Build and execute digital strategies and achieve acquisition and retention goals, paid media, manage ad creatives, audiences and campaigns, essentially Facebook ads, Google ads. Again, I like how also it says experience or interest in working with platform partners such as Facebook. Experience or interest. This is a junior position. So if you're in my course, guys, it says hybrid in New York. I would still apply to this no matter what. And of course, because it's junior, they have 700 applicants. But I'm telling you guys, that means whoever's hiring they have 700 resumes and applications through LinkedIn alone that they are probably just scratching their heads about and being like, I don't know what kind of experience this person has. Now, it's a junior position, so they may be scratching their heads just a little bit less. But if you can come in with already have experience managing ad creatives, building your campaign, running and managing a campaign, you will stand out. Again, I would go right to their website and apply there. It's a digital advertising specialist. Again, Salt Lake City. Create, manage, and track campaigns. Google, biggest one there. CRO, which means they want you to basically get them more leads for less money. They must have a love and deep understanding of direct response marketing and sales funnels. And this is what we talk about in the email marketing section of the course. And they give you a clue right here. Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson. These guys, it's funny, like Dan Kennedy is like old school. It's like 20 years ago. But I would definitely, never heard of these guys before. Get on Google, get on Grok, get on ChatGPT. Type in all these guys into an AI or just into Google and research them, and you will learn a lot, and then you'll have something to talk about in the interview. And here's all the perks, blah, blah, blah. Again, Salt Lake City, they're probably going to have to go remote. I would check this one out. Junior marketing coordinator, Portsmouth. Oh, they're no longer accepting applications. So I saved this yesterday. Still, I think it's a good example. Junior position, 1 to 3 years of experience. Although, wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to use this as like a cautionary tale of a junior position. Now, it's a junior position. That's great. The pay is definitely junior. But when it says online event calendar, manage media assets, these are the types of things that like a college student would do who doesn't know anything about SEO. And it says support SEO initiatives. That's good, but if that's not the main thing you're going to be doing, then this is not a great entry-level job. And also, if they want you to do event and project coordination, that is not anything you want to get involved with. Guys, again, these are event coordination, event planning, all that kind of stuff. Well, not event planning. event marketing. This is all in person, talking to people, which honestly could be a lot of fun, but this is not a promising career path. These are the types of jobs they give to college students or college graduates. My buddies did this. I remember when I lived in LA, I had a buddy who was an actor, just got out of college, and he and all the friends we had that were actors, this is what they do. They have you like go to a public place or an event and hand out flyers and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm glad they're no longer accepting applications. Digital marketing specialist, Miller Media Partners. This one is a hybrid role, basic knowledge of digital marketing, certified in Google Ads. Goal-oriented self-starter, honesty, integrity, eager to learn and grow. These are all good buzzwords that indicate, the fire you have to learn, your passion for digital marketing will make you stand out. I actually don't even know where this is. Was it Hickory, Lenore? Okay, they didn't even put the city, the big city or the state. This looks like suburbs or county names. Wherever it is, remember, if it's not a big city, don't be shy about applying. Even if you don't live in the area, they will likely have to go remote. Here's a digital advertising analyst, 58K to 70K, Richmond, Virginia. Passionate about blending the art of digital marketing with the science of data analytics. Bustling Richmond startup community. I found like North Carolina and Virginia do have like good culture and good, it's a good place to get a job. Strategically manage and optimize campaigns, Google Ads, Meta Ads, Pinterest. Again, don't worry about Pinterest. This is the big one, and this one. Analytics, et cetera. Alice has experience in digital advertising. 1 to 3 years of hands-on experience. Again, 1 to 3 is a huge gap. It means we want someone with more experience, but we're open to somebody with less experience. Competitive salary, et cetera. I think this looks like a cool place. Looks like they have good culture. Get in touch with Molly, get on their website and apply. And now we are almost done here, but I do have a few more. God, there's so many. Digital marketing associate, asset and wealth management, campaign management, support the development of digital marketing campaigns, email, social media, PPC, SEO. So this is why it's good to know a little bit of SEO. 2 to 3 years of experience in digital marketing in the financial services industry. Again, I had students get hired at firms like that without that much experience. And again, you can reach right out to the hiring team. Okay, we're in the home stretch here. Just a few more to go, but there's just so many opportunities. Here is a digital marketing specialist in Denver, Colorado. This is at the, where is this? SJd&x Interactive Group. And it is a digital agency of luxury travel. Oh, that's cool. I wouldn't mind working for those kinds of clients. Support the account director. Assist with building, programming, optimize digital marketing campaigns. Google Ads, display ads, paid social, which is Meta. Also, execute SEO updates. 2 to 4 years of digital marketing client-facing experience. Again, you do not actually need to have that, but this is one of those situations, again, where your hands-on experience, meaning everything you generated from the course, plus your basic SEO knowledge will make you stand out. Prior digital marketing experience desired. I like how after I put 2 to 4 years, they also say it's desired. Again, this indicates they are open to people with less experience, even though they like somebody with more experience. And of course, 401k, salary, etc., and then all the different leadership qualities and things like that. When you see this type of stuff, I like it. When they talk about self-motivation, team player, etc., paid time off. These are all good culture things. So I would definitely consider this one. Now I wanted to jump over to Indeed just for a minute because, again, Indeed is a great website as well. I do focus on LinkedIn a lot, but Indeed is great. This is interesting. This is look at the salary range here, $60,000 to $110,000 a year with give effect. Now, when I saw this, I was kind of like, is this legit? But actually, this is it has to do with the nonprofit industry. Let me see here. So this is give effect. It's a software designed for nonprofits. And they have a ton of jobs, meaning they're hiring. They're probably very well funded. Here is the SEO and digital marketing specialist, creative tech savvy, strategic marketer, strategic thinker, self-starter, etc. It's funny because it's using a lot of personality buzzwords here, but where are the actual skill sets? Manage and execute social media strategies. This one, SEO. Okay, so the SEO is what's making this more higher paying job. I remember SEO and digital marketing specialist. Yeah, they do want you to do some social media, but I'm sure it's the SEO that is going to be really important. And then as far as social media strategies, you're going to, whenever they say this, I guarantee you they're getting people who know a little bit about organic social media management, like posts and press releases. They need someone who can handle the advertising, basically meta ads. They need someone who can use paid services to get that content in front of their audience. You cannot get reach on social media without paying. It is just how it is now. So it's kind of interesting that they didn't quite mention that. But if you come in for this position and you've done the meta ad section of the course, I think you'd have a good shot at getting hired here. This is interesting too. This is Coalition Technology, $17 to $35 an hour. So that's the difference between like $37,000 a year and $60-something thousand a year. I've had students get hired by this agency. I'm not sure what the culture is like. I think it's a very good entry-level place to get a job because you're going to get a lot of experience. They have profit-sharing plan. You can go over to their website and look at all the open positions. And I think I found that there is a PPC analyst and digital strategist. Now, the digital strategist seemed to be SEO and Google Ads, and then it did want HTML, which is something you almost never see. So I was happy to see this PPC analyst one, which is 6 months of experience with SEM campaigns and experience with Google Ads Editor, Google Ads certification, everything from the course. And again, they've hired my students before. So if you're in the course and you see Coalition Technologies, try them. Keyword research, copy for ads, structuring campaigns, best settings. This is all stuff that if you apply with the way I show you to apply and you get into the interview, you will definitely stand out. Coalition Technologies, definitely recommend it. Again, for an entry-level job. I don't know how it is if you're more senior. I don't know how they pay as you grow. But remember that entry-level jobs, the purpose is to get you that initial experience so you can leverage it up into the next position. And that's going to conclude this. I just wanted to end by sharing Carmen's message here. She's like, hey everyone, I got a job. I've been working with an agency focusing on Google Ads. I remember she was actually on a mindset call I did a few weeks ago, and she'd done so much. She'd already got her hands on a lot of clients and gotten results for them, but she just needed a little bit more encouragement. And then a few weeks later, boom, she got hired. And I think she's working part-time, making about, was it $37 an hour or something like that. She's 19 years old. So this is pretty cool. You can see she was a customer service leader, a food service worker, and now a paid media manager. So very happy for her. Again, you're going to see a lot of these success stories if you enter the course. If you haven't checked out my free webinar, please do so. Click the link below, digitalcareerblueprint.com, how to get a $60,000 a year career within 1 year with no previous experience or education. You can see I've been doing this since 2016. The system works. You can contact my students and talk to them. And yes, even in 2025, when things seem a little bit unstable in the world, these jobs are still in demand. The skill sets are still in demand. Companies are still advertising online. They need people to manage their advertising, do their SEO, and the colleges still do not teach this. And that is how my student Carmen here, 19 years old, she is already so far ahead of all of her peers that age that are in the marketing program and won't even take a marketing class for 2 or 3 more years. So there's so many opportunities. I definitely suggest learning more about this field. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. If you have questions or comments, leave them below, and I will see you in the next video.